G to the M, GM, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Wake and Jake. We got another green day, man. 67K on Bitcoin. It's looking exciting. Lots of things happening macro wise. Lots of stuff happening in the political landscape. It's going to affect things greatly. So excited to kind of pull the week apart here. See what we got coming up. There's also a bunch of MVHQ stuff. So very stacked week this week. Jake, how are you feeling on this fine Monday morning?
Yeah, we're doing great. Per usual, can't complain. I love being in this crypto space with all you guys, so usually doing pretty great on a Monday morning. Touched some grass over the weekend, had some wild stuff happen once again this past weekend. As like last weekend, there's the Trump assassination attempt, and then this weekend we get Biden dropping out. Something we've talked about extensively. So we're all pretty prepared for that. Um, and obviously the market doing super well, broke down out of its range and has since reclaimed that range, and is looking real good across the board. We'll get into it, but yeah, man, how was your weekend? How you doing?
Hey man, yeah, just got my grill went and picked that up.
Ooh.
Have not fired it up yet though. That'll probably be tonight or tomorrow. I got to go back and find Ranch's post, but yeah, it's great weekend. And yeah, like you said, man, just it's pretty wild seeing just the stuff as it's happening. Like the pace is increasing, stuff is happening more frequently in the market, and plus it's stuff that we've talked about extensively, like you said. So yeah, eager to get the updates on the sort of like the nominee shitcoin sort of thing that we've been talking about for weeks now. Now that we've seen some action there, and yeah, man, hitting the levels, checking all the boxes that we've been discussing. So just happy to see it, man, and really just yeah, eager to dive in and hear what you're thinking. We also got some ETH ETF stuff. So yeah, just generally just excited, man, and the market's buzzing, and I'm buzzing. So let's jump into it, man. You wanna get us kicked off with some macro as usual here to get us started?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll start out with Bitcoin here, as that is what leads the market. I just posted in Voice Hangout chat a tweet from Don Alt, reference him like every every week for macro, but I think he's the best person to track for this. Um, and he has a really good chart here, which kind of just gives some levels of what he's thinking, or if price were to get to there. He previously posted this chart when we were under 60K, and it's a terrible below here, but you can see there we quickly reclaimed back in that range that we've been in for 3 months down. We're in the 80K plus here territory, meaning that he thinks price is going to go to over 80K Bitcoin from where we are now, without dipping too much at all. So that's pretty excellent. That's great news. He's also been pretty bearish for a while now, and he's finally flipping back bullish, along with some other good ones I follow. Web3 Quant is very bullish as well, along with OGT Farmer. Those are kind of a few of my main ones that I listen to the most because they've shown that they are correct the most with their predictions, um, in terms of macro environment. So all looking really excellent. That's as we see when Bitcoin rips, that means the rest of the market kind of opens up. It's a trickle down effect, if you will, where alts will start ripping as well. I mean, a lot of stuff will outperform Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is kind of like the leading indicator, as I said. So we've seen it over the weekend, and even on Friday and Thursday, where memes were kind of having another resurgence. Memes are not going away, it seems. They were some of the biggest gainers. Whiff, Bonk, Popcat, Mog. A lot of the big ones had some really nice bounces off the bottom here, with again Bitcoin leading the way. And there's been a lot of just positive developments across the board. Expectations that Fed's going to cut rates sometime this year, within the next couple months. The Trump being the leading candidate, and being the pro Bitcoin a pro crypto, I guess, candidate, even though again, don't want to get into politics. I don't know why it needs to be even a political matter, crypto itself. But regardless, the market likes that. Given Trump, he's gonna speak at this Bitcoin conference, and he also just appointed his vice president, who's also very pro Bitcoin, Bitcoin and crypto in general himself, JD Vance. He's written some legislation or tried to get some pro industry regulation out there for crypto as well. So the market's liking that. And yeah, just in general, things are looking really, really good. I'm feeling really bullish. These next, month or two at least here. I'm hoping we certainly get to new highs pretty much across the board for Bitcoin and ETH as well, which I'll touch on in a second, but I'll just stop there on Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, love it. Anybody have any takes from the audience on Bitcoin, or any questions, anything related strictly to Bitcoin here?
Oh, sorry.
I think
someone go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's a big week, with Bitcoin Nashville, and Trump confirmed at Nashville this week, and I think he's confirmed speaking or something like that, and something along the lines of like Elon Musk is also confirmed. And then there's rumors circulating about like Elon Musk supposedly going to be interviewing Donald Trump. So that's just something. And then I also think it's a big week with Trump at the conference, and just be ready for any news breaks, any bullish news, anything coming from Trump from the conference will be just bullish for Bitcoin. So just something to be open and ready for.
Yeah, great call. I've seen I've seen rumors. I don't know if this was officially reported. I've seen rumors around Trump saying that he would consider using Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset if he was the president. That would obviously be super bullish if the U.S. government started buying Bitcoin and adding it to the treasury under Trump. So that could be something like you said, Bless. That could be something that they end up announcing, or that he announces as part of his plan at the conference. I could definitely see that. But yeah, great call. I forgot that was this week. You'll have to give us any updates if you hear anything bullish out there.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a good point, Seinfeld. On Trump kind of pushing Kamala to also be bullish crypto. I don't really understand why a politician would not want that crypto vote. So hopefully it doesn't become a partisan issue, and both candidates start being pro crypto. That would just help a lot in general, and certainly protect our industry's downside. That'd be great. But yeah, we can keep it rolling. On the ETH front, big day tomorrow. It feels pretty muted, I would say, in terms of hype and headlines. I guess because the price hasn't really reflected too much. I mean, it's going up, but it's not really doing anything crazy as in terms of the rest of the market. But ETH ETF goes live tomorrow. I've seen expectations. I kind of listened to a podcast, a couple analysts around this, since this ETF stuff is certainly not my forte. But a lot of the predictions are it's going to trade similar to how Bitcoin ETF traded. I think that kind of helps us be able to look back a bit and see how price action worked, how the inflows and outflows worked. It is going to trade similar, because it's going to there also is a Grayscale ETH trust, similar how there's a Grayscale Bitcoin trust that holds a bunch of ETH. I believe it's around $9 billion of ETH that is charging a super high fee, so it doesn't really make sense. And also they'll be able to. It's now redeemable for ETH. So essentially, they're going to be selling out of that trust quite a bit. There'll be quite a bit of outflows. Basically what we saw with Bitcoin. There's a bunch of outflows from that Grayscale trust. Those outflows certainly could just go right back into a different ETF product. I'm sure a bunch of them will. but they also could go outside the market too. So there could be a bit of volatility there on ETH once these go live. I wouldn't say it's like an immediate bullish catalyst, but we can kind of look back a little bit and see. And again, this is with expectation that volume of these ETFs will probably be about like 25% of what Bitcoin was. That's kind of where the rough estimates are. Hard to really know until we go live, but that's kind of the estimates. But also, ETH is about a third or so of the market cap of Bitcoin. So, it doesn't take as much size, obviously, to move the market too. But just quick timeline going back. You can do this yourself too if you want to go back to the Bitcoin chart and go to January 11th is when the Bitcoin ETF went live. Just to maybe we can gain some kind of sense. Obviously history doesn't repeat itself, but sometimes it rhymes. And on day one, we saw significant inflows from the ETF, and we didn't see a ton of outflows. We saw 750 million in inflows and only 90 million of outflows. So it was a pretty green day. And then for the next 2 weeks, the price plummeted, and we saw quite a bit of outflows from that Grayscale trust. I believe we might have been net negative during that time, or at least pretty close to that. In terms of outflows and inflows in these ETFs as the price dropped. Eventually Grayscale didn't have as much, Bitcoin to ship off. And so after those 2 weeks were done and a lot of people were exiting that Grayscale trust, inflows continued, but the outflows remained muted. And then we saw price, kind of go the opposite way, which is up from there. For the next few weeks, I believe we went from like 40K to 60 or 70K in that time frame. As there weren't as much excess, I guess, Bitcoin in that trust to get dumped out on the market. So, maybe that's something that we see similar here with ETH, where we start off pretty slow with these ETFs. As this ETH has to get dumped out of this Grayscale inferior product, has a higher fee once again than these other products, and they can be redeemable today for the first time. So that's a bit what I'm expecting. Maybe we have a week or two of chop or downward action even on ETH, or maybe it performs differently. I don't really know. It's hard to predict what's going to happen in the market. I'm just kind of hopefully gaining cues from what happened previously to guide our decision making here going forward.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Appreciate the info, takes, and levels. Fibonacci posted a field report here. This is one that he released this week. It's a ETH ETF week market analysis. Just if you're looking for more TA, dive into the charts. You can check that field report there. I could also do a quick shout out here. A lot of field reports this week, guys. So if you're missing the field reports, definitely check those out. If you have, spare blesses to give, definitely check out all the contributions and stuff. Fibonacci's on fire. He's dropped 3 this week. We got the third week of July TA. We got the ETH ETF TA, which we were just talking about, and also a field report on options trading. That was pretty lit. And then we had 2 from Big Floppa, one on nodes and their potential, another one on projects specifically that use nodes. And then 2 more to round the week out here. We had revoking ERC20s from FSN, just some housekeeping, make sure you're staying protected. And then understanding and utilizing the Palau ID for crypto by Chelsea. This one's some help with KYC using the Palau registry to access some stuff outside of the US. So field reports are on fire. So yeah, good shout from Fib, just pinging that there. So if you've missed any of those, give them a read and give them a shout in chat if you found anything helpful. But yeah, I want to give you a second to breathe there. But yeah, I appreciate the Bitcoin updates. Any thoughts on the ETH ETF stuff? Or is there something else you wanted to jump in next before that?
No, I wanted to open it up here. Fib, I know you're around and have touched on this, the field report. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add from analysis or insight standpoint here on the ETF or Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah. So just really wanted to kind of highlight a few things from this recent kind of market update, and then kind of the recent one about options for trading crypto too. So TA wise, yeah, I mean, I kind of shared in the charts where basically up into the daily range midpoints for both BTC and ETH. Bitcoin like went up above it a little bit, but now it's kind of back at it, kind of fighting to see if it can hold it as support or not. And ETH rejected like pretty much right off of it. So hopefully we'll get a stronger close today. Otherwise, you know, I mean, we saw the big sell the news event for the Bitcoin ETF, and it's possible people could be expecting that and kind of front running it. But yeah, I mean, you always see sell the news in crypto, and especially like you said with the Grayscale kind of conversions and them having to sell. Would not be surprised to see a pullback. You know, hopefully we see a little spike initially. So the pullback's off at least a higher level, but for now, yeah, we're kind of pulling back off that that range midpoint, and the support levels I got for ETH. The first one's around like 33.50 essentially. There's like a daily fair value gap and some previous lows around there, and then the next major one's around like 3,200, 3,220. So either of those like could kind of provide support. I guess, you know, ultimately we could go back to the range though around 30.50, but that would be a pretty big pullback after we've already kind of recently had that 25-ish% correction. Yeah, hopefully we see over time kind of similar action that we saw in Bitcoin, with once the inflows start kicking off, kind of more attention and eyes on crypto, which leads to more liquidity and, you know, hopefully some sustained upside. Seen several people, you know, you mentioned Donald's and Recproof as well. He's got like a fib extension around like 82,500. If we end up, you know, taking out and making a new all-time high. So hopefully we can kind of see those levels in the coming weeks. Really, the only other potential headwinds I'm seeing are Mt. Gox is sitting on that like 3 billion. If they end up starting to move that, we've got the Arkham address we can kind of keep an eye on, because obviously, you know, markets got spooked a bit once the German government started selling. I think they're supposed to start moving that over the next like 90 days, but hard to tell exactly when. And then, yeah, I think the Bitcoin conference Blessed mentioned, there's obviously a lot of excitement and everything, but 9 times out of 10, whenever there's like a hyped, you know, big news coming, it's a sell of news. It's underwhelming. So it'll be interesting to see what that big news is. Most of the time, it's gonna, you know, be underwhelming, but you know, you never know. Could be something exciting. But either way, we'll be good to have people on the ground and sharing kind of what they see with that. But yeah, and then just real quick, again, wanted to just kind of highlight a couple things from the options for trading crypto field reports. Just had a few things that people might not know as well. Obviously, most of you guys know SEXs and the centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, but prop firms are a really good option that a lot of people haven't heard about. And I'm trying to gauge interest if there's enough people that are actually interested in it. But essentially, like, without going too much into it, it's essentially like a way for you to scale a large kind of trading account without having to spend a lot of your money. And there's some really good crypto options that have come up recently where you can, if you obviously prove to them you're a profitable trader, you can get like a 100K account for like $800, and you don't have to risk having your own money on an exchange. So if enough people are interested, I could do like office hours sometime soon to share more on that. And then there's also some really nice trading opportunities to farm. We've heard of Hyperliquid and BullX, but there's also a couple others. Blitz is on Blast. And then I recently found this pair protocol as well. If you want to trade pairs trading, like the ETH BTC ratio or Sol BTC ratio, if you think something's going to outperform, they're just all good like options to farm if you're trading. So I just wanted to kind of highlight all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Yeah, appreciate the depth of information that you provide in the community, man. Hopefully there's some people out there that can take advantage of those opportunities. I know it helped me. I'm always like shopping for good trading platforms and whatever has the best, you know, deals and opportunities. So that was super helpful for me. I appreciate that.
Anyone else with any thoughts on Bitcoin conference, macro in general?
Sorry, just real quick. What's the exchange you guys are using for futures? Is it still Biget and Mexi?
I don't know. I don't use either of those, but you can check. That's what Fib's Field Report's all about, is what exchanges are available out there, and he kind of gives uh, info on each one of them. I can link you. Let's see.
No, I got it. Cool. Cool. I heard like part of it. So yeah, awesome. I just missed some of it, but I'll check out his field report.
Is there? Yeah, THC. We can move on.
Beautiful. Yeah. I guess let me know what you're feeling if you have a topic you want to go into, or if you're ready to kick things off for just stuff coming up this week. I've got a couple shouts before we get into like the week stuff. But give you the floor, man. Anything else you wanted to walk us through on macro?
No, I'm done with macro.
Okay. Beautiful.
Go ahead.
Sweet. Well, yeah. MVHQ has some exciting events this week. It's gonna be a big week. So starting off, we have tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead and put that in your calendars. Set an alarm or something. 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We're having a town hall. We're going to be taking a Q&A session and showing some developments that MVHQ has been having. This is a members only event. Should be really exciting and awesome to hear everybody's feedback and just share what we've been working on. Very exciting time. And then the day after, the 24th, we are going to have a birthday celebration that's going to kick off at 3 p.m. Eastern. But that is going to be like 3 p.m. sharp. So I wanted to give people ample heads up and awareness, just that we have a lot of festivities and games and trivia and prizes and merch and stuff planned. It's going to be a good time, but try to be there on time, 3 p.m. sharp. That's Eastern time on the 24th for the MVHQ celebration. And then, we'll have poker later that night. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned. It's going to be really exciting and a fun time, but try to make it on time if you're wanting to get some prizes and compete in some mini games and stuff. But those were the two big shouts that I wanted to give. Again, Town Hall tomorrow, that's the 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then birthday celebration, things are going to kick off at 3 p.m. sharp on the 24th. Those are the two big things that I wanted to get out. We also have a ton of missions and stuff that are up. There's like a parallel mission. I mean, there's just a whole gang of them. So go check those out as always. But these events should be a pretty big deal. And we're really excited to have you guys show up and engage with us and see what we've been working on. That's all I've got, Jake. What would you like to talk to us about for the week?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't wait for the events. Birthday party should be fun. We had a great time last year. Should give some nice little juicy prizes for the fam. So come chill with us,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As well as the town hall, we're gonna have a lot of alpha to drop. I think if I had to guess, I would say there's gonna be a good amount of alpha drop to the town hall. So I wouldn't want to miss that either.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm so nervous giving this, and I don't have clearance to say shit. So nudge, show up, guys. You're gonna want to be there.
Yeah, we got to touch on the Democrat stuff for nominees and the meme coins. We have the last few weeks, but I originally did my field report, I think a few weeks ago, on how I thought Biden was going to drop out, and kind of where you could bet on those outcomes. I did so in meme coins, and since then, a couple weeks ago, I did an update on how I focused specifically on Kamala Harris meme coins because she seems like the far and away one who's going to take over, and we got it. We got the dropout from Biden on Sunday. Obviously has a lot of effects outside of crypto as well, but we're going to focus on the crypto stuff. Obviously here today, Bowden, the meme coin, tanked a bunch. We saw, on the dropout. It's actually real unfortunate for me because I have a lot of these positions, and I was at the beach with my family when he did that, so I didn't even see it at the time till later, and I didn't really have a chance to really take advantage of all the pumps because pretty much every Kamala coin pumped across the board a hefty amount. Since then, they're still remaining elevated for sure, just not as much as what they got to in their all-time highs. But yeah, I mean, it's not 100% confirmed that she's going to be the candidate. From what I saw, what I've been reading up on, there's just been a ton of she got, Biden's endorsement, which is huge. And then she got endorsements from a bunch of other leading Democrats, big names in the party that have gone behind her, and there really hasn't been anyone that has challenged her. I think the biggest challengers would have been like Whitmer or Gavin Newsom, but they both have already publicly endorsed her. So it seems pretty far and away like she's going to be the pick here for the Democrats. And I think that's what they want is a united front. Here after some chaos within the party, that they want a united front so they obviously will want to have a chance to beat Trump in the election. So yeah, I think from here, kind of from a meme coin perspective, we saw. I still think there's certainly room to run on these coins, especially because there's uncertainty, I'd say, from the general public on who's going to be the replacement. But I don't think it's priced in quite yet. That it's like, to me, it's like a pretty for sure thing that it's going to be Kamala. But I don't think the general public sees that yet because they haven't been following it as closely as I have. So I still think there's room to run once that's like official, I guess, in the public eyes. But there was also like a pretty good sell opportunity after Biden has stepped out. As I had said previously, that's kind of an area that I would look to exit from a good amount of spots. And I have from some positions. I still have positions as well. But I think if you want to sell, I'm not financial advice, but that was kind of a good spot for it. And then another one would be when Kamala's like officially the candidate, and then from there, just kind of figuring out what coin to move on. But in general, right now, it's like a lot of stuff's ripping. I don't think this is like any longer now that we saw the pump. Like I think the risk return isn't as great as maybe some other opportunities are out on the market that may arise, given that there's going to be a lot of opportunities going out now. If Bitcoin does get above 80K, that's going to push a bunch of alts up, going to bring a lot of retail into the space, and that creates a lot more opportunities for us who've been here grinding and kind of know where to look and know where attention flows, and able to capitalize on that. So yeah, I think for the large part, I guess, is what I'm saying is like the trade can be done if you want it to be done. I've exited definitely some of my positions, but I also think there might be a little bit more to squeeze out, but also like the risk return on, or the opportunity cost of using that liquid versus the other opportunities that may arise may not be worth it at this point. Yeah, glad to see a resolution in it. Glad to see that we were able to get some profit, and it had a thesis, and it came true. And then yeah, I guess that's all I have to say at the moment.
There he is. Yeah, man. I was gonna have to loosen up the tie for you here and be your hype man. Man, you're way too modest and muted about this, man. I think it was an incredible thing to see play out over the past month. I mean, you had a thesis, dropped a field report, you dropped the ping for a specific token, which as of right now, I'm looking at it's up 6x from your call. So it's great. It's a beautiful thing. And yeah, it's just, I'm laughing over here because you're like, yeah, at this point, risk return's probably not there. I did sell some. What he's meaning to say is like, he made the call, it cooked. Hopefully you guys followed along, but yeah, now it's on to the next one, right? You come up with a new thesis, examine the market and figure it out. So,
Yep.
Big W, man. Big W. I don't know how the other, I know there was sort of an internal meta there as well, like picking other coins other than Kamala, the other potential nominees. Not sure how those fared. TBD there, or maybe that's over as well. But I do know that, yeah, you put a big cosign on the Kamala one, and those have definitely printed. So shout out to you, man. Yeah, that's just beautiful to see. So this is why we show up each week, man, just to figure out what your plans are, man, because you got a pretty good hit record, and you stuck with it even as it got rocky and paid off, man. So yeah, kudos.
Thanks. Yeah. They all did pretty decent, I'd say. I mean, they're not doing decent anymore. Anyone but Kamala, because she's the runaway. But there were plenty of opportunities. I exited my bags of the other candidates, I think a couple weeks ago, and I gave that update about how I'm only focused on Kamala now. So Yeah, man.
Beautiful. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't want to say
great to see it
where.
come to fruition. Now we're ready for the ready for the next one.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, gotta stay eyes forward. I could share, where I exited my Kamala coin, but we don't have to get into that. We can just eyes forward and keep moving. We won't talk about it. All right, well, beautiful. Let's actually, yeah, eyes forward. So what else do we have going on for the week? I did want to, if we have time, talk about Pirate a little bit, just because we saw a pretty massive pump from. I know we talk about it a lot, but hell, we got a big portion of the community talking about it, and it's actively printing. So yeah, if we had some time, I wanted to talk about that. But anything else? Anything else big for the week that you got your eyes on?
No, let's touch on Pirate.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, the token saw a pretty sizable pump. It's kind of retraced and repumped since then. But yeah, we cleared 40 cents on the token. And the wait times on the game are just ballooning out of control. We're up to 5-hour waits now. If you wanna queue in and play some Pirate Nation, maybe higher than it doesn't even show you anymore. It just tells you how many players are in front of you. So every time you go to the site to play and get your little 30 minutes of daily gameplay in, it's like an NBA Top Shot queue. It's like 36,000 people in front of you. It's like Jesus. So yeah, I wanted to talk through that a little bit. What your thoughts on the token, or just the queue times, or just in general Apex chain? If you have any thoughts there, if anybody from the community wants to jump in.
Yeah, the queue times certainly suck. If you have a founder's pirate, if you own like the NFT, you can skip the line. So I haven't really been. I I guess thankfully, even though I like, feel bad that other people are, but I thankfully have not incurred the queue times because I'm playing on my founder's pirate accounts. Um, but that is insane. I can certainly see how people would be frustrated with that, and kind of want to move on from to something else with those crazy queue times. It is, the queue times are a result of extremely heavy demand, and the infrastructure um, can't really I guess scale up to as fast as they wanted to. And I mean it's obviously bullish that they have so much demand, but I know they're all the resources that they can are focused on this scaling, and they're actually going to deploy this new technology, which is a multi-chain technology where the game runs on multiple chains at once without any type of disruption on the user side, or the user even knowing that it's running on multiple chains. So it'll be what they're doing in order to scale is going to be in itself a technological innovation for on-chain gaming. So that'll be really cool once that's completed, which hopefully it is completed. I believe they said within a couple weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure exactly what the latest timeline is. I bet Scott knows if you ask, or anyone in the Pirate Nation chat. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm still incredibly bullish on this team. It obviously sucks right now, but they've always been playing for the long game. I've been playing this game for like almost 2 years now, so I'm not too worried about a brief pause in user experience that's at a result of too much demand. So I'm not really worried at all about the assets or the game. Uh, Trust a lot in this team, and yeah, the token has been cooking. I believe it got up to 46 or 47 cents a couple days ago. Dropped a bunch yesterday. I was actually looking to buy for a quick swing trade, but I was like, I already hold way too much of this token. I probably shouldn't add more. Um, but it would have been a good buy because I think we got to like 32 cents yesterday or something when I looked, and now it's back above 40 once again. So yeah, we're cooking on all fronts. I had a field report that I wrote on Pirate Token and why I'm very bullish on it. If you wanna check that out, but I think it can go a lot higher from here. If you just look at comparables of other games out there, and other tokens and other ecosystems, Pirate's still like quite a bit behind. These other games that I think are not even as close to as put together and as polished as what Pirate Nation is, and what the potential that Pirate Nation has. or even just like the current user base or in metrics that Pirate Nation has. I think it just is very mispriced right now in the market, and it has a long way to go from here. So yeah, thank you for allowing me to reiterate my bullishness on my bags.
You're good. You're good. I'm slowly taking off my tinfoil hat and putting down my FUD hammer. I think, yeah, that's well said, man. I agree with you. Long term, it's no sweat. It's just short term. This feels I don't know. It feels like they stumbled into a good problem and now it's good marketing, and it doesn't seem like they're in a hurry to fix it. But I don't know. It's because I had this weird feeling when the Q started ballooning. I was like, man, like everything's gonna pump, right? And it is. Everything's pumping. Like, oh man, this is probably not the best impression for the team to have, on how to roll things out. But long term, yeah, totally. I'm with you, man. I think they got solid team and stuff, and a little bit of alpha too. We did Scott Code did reach out to their head of product, and we do have like a loose tentative spaces this week. I'm gonna get with the content team, figure out when the good time to do that is. But we should be able to roll spaces out this week if we want to get them in and talk scaling and kind of hold their feet to the fire a little bit and see what their tech stack is looking like. But yeah, appreciate your thoughts and stuff there. I just want to play, man. I'm getting mad when I go to Fired Up as a free to play player. Yeah, it's just a big old fat L because it's bots, man. I mean, let's be real. I mean, there's not 36,000 individuals in front of me that want to play this game. Like, throw a captcha on there for Christ's sakes, let get the bots out. But anyway, yeah, I think if we can get the spaces going this week, I think it'll be a really good conversation. Love for you to be there too, man. If you want to jump in, and maybe Scott Coe and some other pirates from the community. See a bunch of pirates in the chat right now. Actually, should be a good one.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for that one. Yeah, any takes from the community? I know a lot of you guys I see in here play. So I know we covered it a bit, obviously in the pirate thread, but anything on pirates, the token or wait times or whatever.
I'm curious about the PFPs, man. I thought they turned that off. You guys still farming booty from the shark PFPs?
Actually, don't know. I haven't done it myself.
Not. Yeah, I think not. I think they're just nostalgia at this point. Just rocking it. Oh man. My tab, see, that's another just gut punch, is when your tab sort of like defaults out, like closes out and it refreshes. 19K people ahead of me right now. Pain. Did have another little game in update for you. That game Calamity I was talking about last week or 2 weeks ago, and they dropped the closed beta. It pumped quite a bit. I've been playing it. It's on the Epic Game Store, and it's not bad. I'll stream it a little bit before you came in here. But yeah, it's like just like Diablo, but like pixel art. You kind of just click around to move and clear dungeons and get loot and stuff. It's not bad.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. They have funding?
I don't know. I know that they're doing a TGE. They have there's their collection. It was a free mint, and there's 3 tiers or 3 colors, and it went from 0.02 to 0.08 for the floor. But the ones above the floor, like the purple ones and the red ones, those both give you a guaranteed airdrop, and then the floor ones you just kind of play the game to earn the airdrop. I don't know about their funding though. That's a good question. I would assume not. I mean, I don't know. It just seems very indie, seems very homegrown. They had a bunch of server issues the first 3 days, 4 days. And they would just say shit like, sorry guys, devs are going to sleep. Server's going to be down until the morning. They would just say shit like that. So it doesn't seem, I don't know. That's not to say they don't have funding. It just doesn't seem very polished or corporate. It seems like indie devs throwing some shit together. But it's fun.
Yeah, I like their Twitter and chat if anyone wants to check it out. I'm going to put it on my list of shit that I needed to check out because it looks cool. I like how the gameplay looks.
Yeah, we can continue on. I'm gonna pop up a stream real quick. I'm a little under. I just got this new sword, so you level the weapons up as you go too. So I'll probably get my ass kicked here, just because the sword is under leveled. But you kind of get an idea here. Just going through and collecting these points down here, getting gear as I go.
This man's been grinding this whole time, hasn't he?
I thought about it. I was like buying time for you to get here, and then I was like, man, I'm just gonna play this game, I guess.
Okay, it looks pretty it looks pretty in depth in terms of like weapons and abilities and armor
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah, you can like re-roll the weapons and get like different abilities and stuff on them. There's no like class. The class is just based on whatever weapon you have. And they have like, a couple different equipment slots you can preset your classes and stuff. They got gym sockets and stuff on the equipment. Like, yeah, it's pretty in depth, honestly. But that's what I was saying like last week before I had even played. I was like, yo, the stuff they said they want people to test is like 20 different features. Like, holy shit, that seems like a full ass game. Yeah, not bad.
Just dominate some zombies. Okay. Yeah, man, I didn't really have much else on the docket. I guess. I know I'm like trying to like I'm like trying to find some alpha or like some kind of play that I'm like bullish on right now, but I'm really kind of just like I have my liquid ready and I'm just waiting to see something, I guess I will call out like shitcoin chat's been humming. If you haven't been in the shitcoin streets at all, like our shitcoin chat's been, I feel like doing really well. There's been a lot of bangers. I mean, JJ called out this Mr. Miggles coin on Coinbase. I think around like $1 million market cap, but when he called and it got over to 100 million, so that's 100x call right
Shit.
there.
Damn.
I know. Yeah, I think he scanned it, so it gave a little blurb on it. And it made a lot of sense. And then I kind of gave a thesis of my own on it, how I was pretty bullish on it, around 15 million as well. And yeah, that one cooked really hard, so that's great. And then I've been sharing updates on the Democratic meme coin stuff as well in there, as well as some other coins, and so have some other members. And I feel like it's with the market heating up, it's been a better environment, I'd say, for shit coining recently in the past, I'd say like week or so. It's been pretty good, and I feel like we've had a good amount of calls. We have this new bot now called the Rick bot, which you guys have already had some run-ins with, but you can like just post a contract and it'll give you all the info on that specific coin, which is pretty cool. And then it also like tracks how well it did, and like, it gives you like the exact like market cap at the time you post it, stuff like that. So that's kind of helping us out. Shout out to Mr. Bull for the suggestion there of getting that in there. I think we actually have looked into it before and people didn't want it, but now we do. Now we're running. So anyway, that's a great place to look. Also, if you're into NFL stuff, we're talking a bunch of like best ball stuff over in the Rainmakers chat, DFS, IKB Rainmakers, as well as like Rainmakers itself for NFL is going to start up here pretty soon with the NFL season. They do like preseason stuff and they do packs before the season starts. So I'm sure we'll have like a strategy session or two or three, who knows, before the season even starts. So be on the lookout for that. But also, if you want to get into some Rainmaker stuff, we're already strategizing over there. So, oh yeah, and fucking shout out Relic, dude. Relic just won over 100K this past weekend. In DFS, so we have some of the biggest whales over in our chat, gambling. So if that's something you're interested in, I think this is like a low key good place, even though we don't have anything sports related in our names. It's where our backgrounds are for a lot of us.
Yeah, that's a good shout, man. These guys got that dog in them for real. Like they're insane when it comes to the DFS stuff. So that's an understatement there from Jake, just because he's not a self-horn tutor, but yeah, they go fucking hard. I'm not shocked either that Relic pulled in a prize of that caliber either. It's just how the man operates. Also, yeah, great shout on the shitcoin chat, man. I don't know how I missed all of that. Probably because I took off my shitcoin ping because it was bad for my health, but amazing to hear all the cooks and stuff that's going on in there. It's good for context for Rick too. Rick just kind of popped up in all the focus discussions and was like, hey, I'm part of your conversation now. Deal with it. But yeah, happy to hear that it's the product of people cooking in there. That's fuck yeah, that's amazing. GG's.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't like set it to a specific focus discussion, so he kind of just works in all the focus discussions. So if you post a contract, or if you just like do the money sign and then a ticker,
yeah,
and Rick will come up and give you some info, and then you can also talk shit to Rick and he'll talk shit back to you.
Yes, Rick made his presence known for sure. And he roasted a few poor souls that were brave enough to speak back to him. So watch yourself around Rick. Yeah, but sounds like he's got some alpha for us as well.
Yeah, man, coming up on the hour mark. That's all I had for today. Just gonna be scanning, gonna be on the lookout. I think this is kind of a time to start locking in my opinion. And I'm certainly gonna be scanning and sharing whatever I find if there is any plays that come up. And hopefully the rest of you do the same because it's better to win together. That's the best way to have success in this industry, in my opinion, is kind of put our brains together and find the cooks and weed out the bad ones. So yeah, anything else that you guys want to touch on? Anything else THC you have or community?
Oh man, I'm standing at my desk number, about to rip my shirt off. Lock in, fucking lock in. Now's the time. I'm with it, man. Fuck yeah. Happy to take final pause here. Is anybody in the audience? Anything you want to talk through? Any questions? Any hoorahs you want to send us off with? It'd be a great time. And also just final reminder for the events of the week here. We got tomorrow we have the town hall, 2 p.m. Eastern, and then Wednesday we have birthday, 3 p.m. Eastern sharp. Be there on time. Be there 5 minutes early if you want to win some prizes and compete in some games and stuff.
Is there and also is there boss dogs today?
Fuck yes. 5 p.m. Eastern.
5 p.m.
I think. Hope so. Hope I didn't just sign them up for it. But yeah, should be. I hadn't heard that it was off. So 5 p.m. Eastern for Boss Dogs. Tomorrow 2 for the town hall. Then we'll of course have reminders for the birthday then.
Confirmed
Cool,
by the
thank you,
dog
Waff.
and boss dogs. Waff dog. It is 5 p.m.
Got that dog in him as well. Perfect. 5 p.m. Eastern. Shit, yeah. Well, yeah,
Cool.
that works for me, man. Any final words here, Jake?
It's time to lock in.
Lock in. You heard it here, folks. Well, beautiful. Thanks everybody for rolling through on another Monday morning for another episode of Wake and Jake. We'll see you next week, same time. Of course, we'll see you at the town hall and birthday and boss dogs and all that as well. So, till next time, lock the fuck in. Stay cooking.